Tell me if you're feeling this or not feeling this. But the world seems to be getting noisier, louder, with notifications and texts and opinions and just information overload, truth, and it's getting faster and faster. It just seems like the world is moving a lot more quickly. And somewhere in the middle of it, I feel, and I have felt this myself, but I feel like people might be getting disconnected. People say that. I have felt disconnected, and I have felt like things have gotten really fast. And that, my darling, is a stability moment. Because what do we do in a moment where we feel disconnected? So I've been thinking about it, and I was like, technology is not the problem. AI is not the problem. Although you will hear that AI is taking over the world and the technology is moving very, very quickly, and that all may be true. What I really believe is that what we are not doing is taking the time to stop and to be still and to listen to ourselves and to choose our own authority, our own inner authority over outsourcing our inner authority to, say, AI or to technology like Google, or asking a question and just having the answer just pop up, like writing a paper for something or a book, and just doink, it's done. And I think that when those kinds of things happen, when we outsource our who we are and we're not practicing thinking as much, that we start losing ourselves. And I do believe that that's a real issue. So, and again, the nervous system, we always talk about stability here, stability moments. And the nervous system will get overwhelmed. You will start telling yourself stories, which is, by the way, chapter 3 in my 6 weeks to stability and empowerment. But we will tell ourselves stories. We will get overwhelmed. We will go down the programmed reactor with our reactions when we get overwhelmed, and move into the parasympathetic when we're scrolling, consuming, and seeking, searching, which there's nothing wrong with seeking or searching, but it's just comparing and reacting and all of these things. So, and if you think about those things, it's like, do you slow down when you're doing that, when you're scrolling? Do you, rather than just judge or be entertained or any of that, do you ever slow down and just say, what do I think about this? And stop and think and slow down and back up. And what do I feel? And those kinds of questions, like what feels true for me on things like that. So, because we know that stability is not about controlling the external world and the world around us. It's coming back home, coming home to us, and controlling our inner world. So, before asking the internet, before asking AI, I've done it. So it's easy to do. But before asking anyone else, ask yourself. Pause. Take the big P, double it, because that big P is your power. And just ask yourself, like, what do I already know? Because you know a lot. You know an awful lot already. And just slow that down. So here is your self-talk. I stay connected to myself, even in a noisy world. And that staying connected, there's a reason. When I say come home to self or stay connected to self, literally what I mean is go within and know thyself. Answer thyself for thyself. Know what you're feeling, what you know, who you are, and contemplate those things, and contemplate what is important to you, your values. And if your values come from a program that you do not like, so a lot of my programs came, I was raised Catholic, and very Catholic. My father was a deacon in the Catholic Church the entire time I was growing up, and so it was hardcore, and all the guilt, all the, God sitting up there judging you, and I mean, not also a compassionate God, but a God that is above us, judging, saying what's right, what's wrong, and an entity. I no longer see it like that, but it took me many, many years to move from there, and all of that I had to, that it was like, do I want that program? Do I want those programs? The answer was no. I wanted love and compassion, and it took me a long time to rewire my brain to move out from those very deep programs that were limiting me, stopping me, sabotaging me. Those are my own programs. So if there's a program, like for me it was religion, that is stopping you and holding you back, consider rewiring the program to something that you actually choose. And then breathe. and know that you can choose, you can think. Because when we get all overwhelmed, then we go into survival mode, and we go into the program reactor instead of spiraling up. Remember the two spirals: spiral down or spiral up. And spiraling up, I'm loosey-goosey today, what is that? But that spiral up, we'll keep that spiral tight into the programs that you choose. And that's when you pause, you're aware that you may be spiraling downward or not trusting yourself, and moving into storytelling, telling you stories about things and people and what people are thinking and what you are thinking about the people who are thinking. By the way, we can't control what anyone else thinks. So it's just not worth telling ourselves those stories. Again, Module 3, 6 Weeks to Stability and Empowerment. I highly encourage you to look at that program, that course, and it's always in the description. And it is accredited for 8 hours of continuing education for mental health professionals in New Mexico only still. So anyway, you don't need to abandon yourself. Don't need to give up on yourself. In fact, I highly suggest that you don't. And the world is going to continue to get louder and faster, potentially, however you see it. But you can pause, and you can think, and you can breathe. You can choose. You can create clarity so that you have better choices around what you're doing. So, and maybe more than ever, that's what's needed. And that matters. So that's the story, and that's the work, and that's today's stability moment. Day 42. Tomorrow is day 43. I have no idea what it'll be, but it'll be something that takes us a moment to just stop and pause, or to be aware and to move forward in a way that is back to self, moving inward. You can do, be, change, have, create, become absolutely anything. I love you so very, very mucho. I believe in you. You can do this. We will see you for day 43 tomorrow. As always, shining my light to brighten yours. And see ya. Ciao.